हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्कार। मैं कीर्ति आपके साथ राइस ऑफ टेरिटोरियल किंगडम्स एंड न्यू रिलीजियस सेक्ट्स के ऊपर चैप्टर थर्ड लर्न ऑब्जेक्टिव टू acquaint the student with knowledge on first migration of Aryans towards Ganga's plains and the use of iron technology, second urbanization and emerge of Mahajanpadas, socio-economic changes associated with changes in polity, fourth actual farming and new consequence stirred up the Buddhism, Jainism and Ajivikam heterodox phase in the Tamil country. Introduction. Aryans began migrating eastwards from about 1000 BC. As they moved eastwards, they announced thick forest. Iron played a significant role in the clearing of the forest. The fertilized soil of the Gangetic Valley and the use of iron plug shears improved agriculture productivity. Iron also played a big role in improving craft production such as pottery, carpentry, and metal working. This is turned paved the impact of iron technology. Differing views. The movement of the Indo-Aryans towards the east was aimed at accessing the iron ore of South Bihar and gaining a near monopoly over it. The iron ore was responsible for the political dominance attained by the state of Magad. यह डी को शाम्बी के द्वारा आयरन एक्सेस एंड आयरन प्लग्स लेड टू द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ एरिया अंडर कल्टिवेशन इन द गंगाज वैली. आर्य शर्मा दैट द यूज ऑफ आयरन एक्स एंड आयरन प्लग facilitate clearing of forests and generations of agriculture surplus in a myth because even as late as 16th and 17th centuries the Gangetic plain was heavily forested. Makkalan, the forest of Ganga regions could have been cleaned by means of fire. A. Ghosh and Niharanjan Rai. Way of urbanization. In the meantime, a spirit of escapism began to pervade, questioning every custom and orthodoxy in the belief system in the society, leading to rise of new ideas and faiths of the several competing alternative beliefs. Only Jainism and Buddhism touched the hearts of the people. In this lesson, we focus on the territorial identities and the new heterodox religion sects that emerged during this period. Sources. The epic Mahabharata and Ramayana, the Dharmashastra, Buddhist texts such as the Tripitaks and Jatakas, Jain texts and Greek accounts such as that of Aryans constitute literary sources for the period. Archaeological excavations have corroborated the literary evidence. First, iron objects such as hoods, sickles, knives, hooks, mails, arrow shields, vessels, and mirrors confirm the widespread use of iron technology. Second, textiles, beads, pottery, ivory objects, ceramics, and glassware and artifacts of the other metal are found. Third, a large number of terracotta artifacts have also been found. Some of the urban features revolved by excavation of the various cities are as follows. Fourth, Northern black polished ware (NBPW), considered luxury wear and urban hallmark have been excavated. Fifth, the towers were enclosed by a moat and sometimes they were fortified. Sixth, houses were built with mud bricks and in some cases with burnt bricks. Seven, facilities such as drains, ring wells, and choke pits are found, confirming the second urbanization in the Gangetic Plains. Developments in the Gangetic Plain. Agriculture improved during this phase of development in the Middle Gangetic Plains, where rice cultivation began to yield more produce of rice than other crops, thus creating the necessary agrarian surplus. Protected irrigations alone was not responsible for the surplus production of rice. Iron technology also played a crucial role. While it is debated whether iron axe aided clearing of the forest or whether iron plowshare increased agriculture yield, there can be no two opinions that it played a critical role in improving the production of artifacts. The impact of iron technology is better understood if one considers the technical changes with the introduction of iron implements would have brought about in various craft activities. Leisure time provided by agriculture surplus and technology led to growth of crafts, which in turn added vibrant trade. Second, urbanization. Agricultural surplus, the growth of crafts and trade, and the growing population led to the emergence of towns in the Gangetic Plains. This is called the second urbanization in India history after the first urbanization evident in the Harappa civilization. Different types of towns comes into being. First, political and administrative centers such as Rajgir, Saras, Basti, Kaushambi and Champa. Second, centuries of trade and commerce such as Ujjain and Takshila. Third, holy centers such as Vaishali. Janpadas to Mahajanpadas. The later Vedic period 900 to 600 BCE witnessed the transition from a tribal polity based on lineage to a territorial state. Jajans who migrated eastward began to settle down in various regions. The loyalty of people shifted from tribe or clan to Janpada territory. Janpada literally meant the place where the tribe sets its foot upon. The Janpadas fought with one another for resources and political dominance. Some Janpadas extended their territories and brought various Janas within their jurisdictions. Such Janpadas grew into Mahajanpadas, territory, people, government, and sovereignty and important elements of a state. All these elements were found in some of Mahajanpadas. The Mahajanpadas represented the emergence of territorial kingdom that ruled over people. Jana, the king, headed the government aided by a centralized administration. The king was also the sovereign ruler. The king levied tax, taxes out of agriculture surplus and redistributed it and ensured maintenance of law and order in a hierarchical society by force and coercions. These features mark the formation of a state in the Gangetic Plain. 16 Mahajanpadas. Gandhar, Kuru, Panchal, Gandhar, Kamboj, Asaka, Vats, Avanti, Shuru, Sena, Chedi, Malla, Kuru, Panchal, Matsya, Vajji, Ang, Kashi, Koshala, Magadh. The Mahajanpadas are classified as Gan Sanghas and chiefdoms based on the nature of their polity. देखिए जो बात करते हुए इनके जो महाजनपद है उनके जो क्षेत्र है और राजधानी तो मैं बता दूं जो हमारा गांधार है उसका जो राजधानी है वो है तक्षशिला। कंबोज की जो है उसकी है हाटक। असाका की है पौतन या पौतालिक या पाटन। वत्स की है कौशाम्बी। अवंती की है उज्जैन या महिष्मती पहले कहते थे। सूर्यसेन जो है उसकी मथुरा होती थी। चेदी की जो है अपनी वो सत्यवती था। मल्ला जो है मल्ल उसकी थी कुशीनगर या पावा। फिर आती कुरु की थी इंद्रप्रस्थ। बात हो रही है यहाँ पे कैपिटल की। पांचाल की होती थी काम्पिल्य और अहिक्षत्र। मत्स्य की विराटनगर। वज्जी जो है आपकी वज्जी एक राज्य का नाम है और उसकी होती थी मिथिला एंड वैशाली। जो अंग है हमारा अंगराज उसकी थी चंपा। काशी की अपनी थी वाराणसी। कौशल की थी साकेत या श्रावस्ती। और मगध की आपको बात बता दी सबसे मेन है यहाँ पे इम्पोर्टेंट। तो मगध की राजधानी थी गिरिव्रज और राजगृह भी कहते हैं इसको। ठीक है। द महाजनपदास आर क्लासिफाइड एज गणसंघस एंड chiefdoms बेस्ड ऑन द नेचर ऑफ देयर polity। देखिए यहाँ पर आई होप्स महाजनपदास के आपको सारे दिख रहे होंगे। 16 महाजनपद जो था। Gana Sanghas क्या होता है? The proto-state of the Gangetic region were known as Janpadas and comprised chiefdoms, republics, and small kingdoms. 16 Mahajanpadas find mention in the early texts. There were also Gana Sanghas or oligarchies, which were centers or clans. The bridges were on one of the best known of the Gan Sanghas and वैशाली was their capital in the मिथिला region. देखिए मैंने अभी आपको बताया था कि जो मिथिला रीजन है अपनी मिथिला अपनी बज्जी की है ना. Their kingdoms did not come under the single decision-making authority of a king, but decisions were taken on a collective basis by the heads of the different clans together. There were also smaller kingdoms such as Koshla and Kashi. It is interesting to note that the names of the clans such as Ikshvaku and Vrishni, as well as their early kingdoms, are all mentioned in the two epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. Monarchies or kingdoms. The Mahajanpadas or the Gangetic plains were also monarchies. Vedic orthodoxy was an established practice in these kingdoms. The priestly class enjoyed a preeminent status in the Mahajanpadas, unlike in the Gansangas. The kingdoms were governed by kings and the administration was centralized. The Brahman priest provided legitimacy to the king through various rituals. The kingship was hereditary and the succession was in the most cases based on the law primogeniture. The king was assisted by the council called Parishad and Sabha. The council were advisory in nature. The king appropriated the agriculture surplus through the land revenue apart from a few other taxes. Bali was a tax imposed based on the area of the cultivated land. Baga was obtained as a share of the produce. Kar and Shulk were some of the other taxes collected during this period. Thus, the king raised revenue through taxes to maintain elaborate administrative structure and an army. The richer landowners were called grihapatis. These landowners employed laborers called dasas or karmakaras. The smaller landowners were known as kakshaks or krishaks. The society was stratified on the basis of want. It emerged as a marker of status. Cultivation and artisans were identified as the Sudras. A new social category that emerged during this period was placed below the Shudras in the social hierarchy and considered untouchables. They were forced to live on the fringes of the settlement and established on hunting and gathering their food. They were marginalized and given only menial jobs as urbanization was on the rise. They had their own languages, which was different from the spoken by the Indo-Aryans. Emergence of heterodox thinkers. In the 16th and 6th and 5th centuries before the Common Era, North India underwent a remarkable intellectual awakening that profoundly impacted India and influenced its culture is subsequent millennia as well. The impact also swept across South Asia. This awakening was the outcome of questioning the existing philosophy by a host of heterodox thinkers. Goshala, Gaumata, Buddha, Mahavira, Ajita, Kesha, Kambalin, and other thinkers renounced the word and wandered across the Gangetic plains, contemplating and reflecting on the social and cultural scenario of their times. It was not uncommon to see ascetics crossing the Gangetic plains, propo- uh, propounding new ideas. The teaching of these ascetics addressed the needs of a rapidly changing society, which saw the emergence of new polity. The coming into being of urban centuries, development of roads, and an increase in a long distance trade, these thinkers questioned the Vedic ideas of a soul, mind, and body, thereby paving the way for the rise of new religious sects. Even though all of them questioned the Vedic religion, there was a rivalry among them. Eventually, Buddhism and Jainism emerged as popular faiths, causes of intellectual awakening. 6th century BCE was a period of intense intellectual ferment. There are several reasons for the emergence of this ferment. First, state formation and the rigidity of the Vedic religion constrained the liberty of thought and actions. A revolt against religious practice of following dogmas found its articulation in heterodox sects. When attempts are made to smother the intellectual curiosity of people, the mind of man rebels against it, and the inevitable reaction shows itself in an impatience of all formal authority and a wild outbreak of the emotions lifelong repressed by the disciplines of the ceremonial religion. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, the philosopher president of India. The emergence of territorial identities accelerated the process of socio political and economical changes. The elite class disillusioned with the system in place began to move in protest towards the heterodox religions blossoming in Magad or Middle Ganga's plains. Third, as the Vedic religion was not fully organized, its reach did not permeate into the society, and hence people did not find it difficult to follow the newly emerging religious facts. Fourth, with urbanization and expansion of trade, new classes of merchants and bankers such as Satis sought higher social status appropriate to their economical status. Fifth, the grievance of Kshatri was that they were denied a staged life of ashrams, a privilege permitted only to Brahmins in the Vedic text. Heterodox sects. The the ascetic wonders and teachers attracted groups of followers and established various sects. Their philosophies encompassed antinomian belief the divine grace takes away the necessity of obeying moral law, materialist and fatalist elements. They were heterodox sects that reviled the orthodox Vedic religion, and many of them came into existence during this time. A Buddhist text, Samanphala Sutta, which making a reference to Ajatashatru of Magad meeting Gautam Buddha, mentions that before his meeting, the former had a philosophical discourse with the leaders of the various sects such as Puran Kashyap, Makkali Goshala, Ajit Kesha Kambalin, Pakudha Kachayana, Sanjay Belathiputta, and Niganth Nathputta Mahavira. They are described as homeless vendors of long lasting Chera Pavijito, founders of sects Tithakaro and leaders of their orders Gancharyo. These sects were the key rivals of Buddhism. Their doctrine was shown unsatisfactory while that of Buddha was acceptable to Ajatashatru. Ajivikas. The Ajivikas were believed to have evolved from one of the many ascetic groups of the times. According to Buddhist records, Nanda Vansh was considered the founder of the Ajivika sect. He was succeeded by the Kisha Samiksha, followed by Makkali. Goshala, who was the third and the greatest of the Ajivika Goshala, met Mahavira for the first time in Nalanda, and their friendship lasted for 6 years. They separated due to doctrine differences. Goshala there went to Saraswati uh, Sravasti, where he was patronized by a rich potter woman called Halala. Halahala. He believed in the doctrine of reanimation and category and reduced the several authorities of the Vedic ascetics being rival sects. Both the Buddhist and the Jain accounts portrayed Goshala as a person of vicious characters. Sravasti was the headquarters of the Ajivika sects. The Ajivika were named ascetics. The basic principle of the Ajivikas was niyati of fate. They believed that nothing in this world could be changed as everything was predetermined. Everyone has to pass through a series of transmigration to put an end to pain. According to Ajivikas, there were six inevitable factors in life which gain and loss, joy and sorrow, and life and death. Two other preachers, Puran Kashyap and Pakuda Kachyana, joined the Ajivikas after the death of Goshala and infused new life to it. Puran Kashyap held the view that actions did not have any merit or demerit. No evil is caused by torture, hurting, and killing others. Similarly, no merit is acquired by generously self control and truthful speech. Humans cannot change anything by action as everything is predetermined. According to him, non action is the way out of life. Pakuda Kachyana believed that the world was made of seven substances that were unmade, cable uncreated barren stable as a mountain peak, standing firm like a pillar that do not alter, do not change, do not interfere with one another, are incapable of causing one another pleasure, pain, or both pleasure and pain. The Ajivkas had rich lay disciplines such as potters and bankers. The Ajivkas sect spread across the length and breadth of the country, though their influence was much less compared to the Buddhism and generous Ajivkas in Tamil Nadu. Many Mekhalai, Nilkesi, and Sivag Nansidiyar have reference to Ajivka's doctrine. Nilkesi's quest for truth takes her to Buddha and Puranan. Puranan was the leader of the Ajivka sect. The Cholas are known to have levied a tax on the Ajivkas. Ajit Kesha Kambalin, Ajit of the hair blanket, was a metallurgist. He believed that every human was made of the four primary elements fire, water, wind, and sense. After that, these elements return to the earth. There is no life after that. He said, generosity is taught by idiots. The words of those who speak of existence after death are false, empty chatter. With the breakup of the body, the wise and the foolish alike are annihilated, destroyed. They do not exist after death. Loketa and Karvaka. The term Lokeka signifies materialist through Indian materialism has also been named Karvaka after one of the two founders of the school. Karvaka and Ajita Kesha Kambalin are said to have established Indian materialism or as a formal philosophical system. Karnavakas developed the concept of spiritism and believed in the pursuit of knowledge through experience. They questioned the authority of Vedas. Rivalry among heterodox sects. There was intense rivalry among the various heterodox sects. This is evident from the various religious account of the period. Buddhist and Jain texts not only mention other heterodox sects but also belittle them. For example, Bhagavati Sutra, a Jain text, provided a poor account of Makkali Goshala. He is described as born to a poor mendicant in a cowshed. It accused Goshala becoming a disciple of Mahavira for material comfort as the latter had many wealthy patrons. It describes the greatest Ajivika teacher as a person of most contemptible character, a man of low percentage and sick, of low profession. Buddhaghosh also ridicules Goshala in his commentaries. He describes Goshala as a servant feeling naked from his master on committing a mistake, even disregarding the fact that his garments had fallen. A Buddhist Jatak Stroth compares the heritage with the fireflies whose faith light faded before the rising glory of the sun, that is the Buddha. Janamas. Among the various sects, the sect led to the Vardhaman Mahavira, referred to as Nigantha Natputta by Buddhist texts, bloomed into a religion called Jainism. It was earlier known as Nirgranths, free from bonds. Mahavira was known as Jain, conqueror of the soul, and hence his sect came to be known as Jainism. According to Jain tradition, Mahavira was not the founder of Jainism but the last of the 24 Tirthankars or maker of fords. Ford means a shallow place in a river or stream to allow one to walk across. According to Jain tradition, Rishabh was the founder of the sect. He is considered the first Tirthankar. Yajurveda mentions three of the Tirthankars, which Rishabh, Ajintanath, and Aristonemi. Mahavira organized his members into monastic and lay followers. Life of Mahavira. Vardhaman was born around 540 BCE in Kundalgram, a suburb of Vaishali. He was a member of the ruling family of a Gan Sangha, and his father Siddhartha was the chief of the Jantrika clan. His mother Trishla was a Lichvi princess and sister of its chief Chetka. Mahavira was closely connected to rulers of Magad, Ang, and Videha. through his mother. From his childhood, he was attached to spiritual life. After the death of his parents, he left his home at the age of 30 and wandered about as a mendicant for 12 years in search of true knowledge. He practiced several austerities and discarded his garments. During the course of his wandering, he met Goshala and spent 6 years with him before they parted due to difference in the 13 years of his wandering. At the age of 42, Vardhaman attained enlightenment of nirvana. He then became a Tirthankar and came to be called a Jain or Mahavira, the great conqueror. He preached for 30 years and was patronized by the rich and the elite. He died about 468 BC at the age of 72 in Pavapuri near Rajgriha. He fasted unto death according to Jain ideas. His death or final liberation was a joyous event from the Jains. Mahavira had a huge following in the early stage. His followers were drawn from different sections of the society. However, in courses of time, Jainism was confined to the trading and money lending community. Jainism instances of non-violence closed other occupations, including agriculture, as its predicable refraining from intent or unintended killing. About 500 years after Mahavira's death in about 79 or 82 CE, a schism occurred in Jainism. Magad was affected by severe famine, and some of the Jain monks under Bhadrabahu went south to maintain their strict discipline. They remained without garments and were known as Digambaras, spade clad or naked. Others stayed back under the leadership or Stulbhadra and adopted a wild garments and were known as Shvetambras, white clad. The schemes weakened Jainism in Madhya, but it found ardent followers in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, and Karnataka. On the death of Bhadrabahu, Shulbhadra held a grand council at Patliputra which completed the Jain's canon. It consisted of 12 Muslims. Another council was held in Vallabhi, Gujarat in the 15th century CE. It added 12 Upangas minor sections. The Jain monks not only wrote religious treatises but also promoted secular literature. Acharya Acharanga Sutra, Kritanga, and Kalpa Sutra are the earliest Jain texts. Most of the early Jain texts were written in Ardha Magadhi and the language of the common people. बता दो जो जैन धर्म के जो संस्थापक हुए तीर्थंकर तथा महात्माओं को निर्ग्रंथ भी कहा जाता था। जैन धर्म में कुल 24 तीर्थंकर हुए थे। जो पहले तीर्थंकर थे वो ऋषभदेव को माना जाता था, जिन्हें आदिनाथ या वृषभनाथ भी कहा जाता है। इसलिए तीर्थंकर पार्श्वनाथ था जिसका संबंध बनारस से था। ठीक है, और मैं बता दूँ 24वें महावीर स्वामी जो थे वो 24वें तीर्थंकर थे और इनका जन्म जो था वैशाली के कुंडग्राम में हुआ था। इनके पिता का नाम अभी सिद्धार्थ होने पड़ा था। इनकी जो माता है ना, गौत्र कुल के प्रधान थी। इनकी माता का नाम त्रिशला था या विदेह दत्ता भी इनकी माता कहा जाता है, जो कि लक्ष्मी प्रमुख की चेतक की बहन थी। और महावीर के जो बचपन का नाम था वो वर्धमान भी था। ठीक है, 12 वर्ष की इन्होंने बहुत कठोर तपस्या की थी और उसके बाद दिम्बिर ग्राम के समीप जो पालिका नदी के तट पर साल वृक्ष के नीचे केवल या पूर्ण ज्ञान की इन्हें प्राप्ति भी हुई थी। इसके बाद महावीर स्वामी जो थे केवलीन अहर्त योग जिन विजेता या निर्ग्रंथ बंधन रहित कहलाते। बता दो इनका जो शिष्य था वो जमाली हुआ था। जमाली इनका दामाद था। ठीक है, महावीर स्वामी के टाइम में 2 बार विद्रोह हुआ जिसके बारे में मैंने आपको बताया था। ठीक है भाई, ये दो बार में मर भी गया था, जिसमें पहला स्थूलभद्र के अनुयायी श्वेतांबर कहलाता है और जबकि भद्रोह के अनुयायी दिगंबर भी कहलाते। श्वेतांबर संप्रदाय के लोग सफ़ेद वस्त्र धारण करते थे, जबकि दिगंबर संप्रदाय के लोग दिशाओं को ही अपना वस्त्र मानते थे। ठीक है, दिगंबर संप्रदाय के अनुयायी इसे स्वीकार नहीं करते थे। ठीक है, दिगंबर स्वरूप में क्या है, देखिए श्वेतांबर और दिगंबर को आप समझ लीजिए, उसका डिफरेंस क्या है। श्वेतांबर जो श्वेत वस्त्र धारण करते, दिगंबर नग्न रहते। श्वेतांबर में स्त्री के लिए भी मोक्ष प्राप्ति संभव है, लेकिन दिगंबर में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। ज्ञान प्राप्ति के बाद भोजन संभव है और ये इसमें खिलाफ है। महावीर को विवाहित मानते थे, लेकिन दिगंबर महावीर को अविवाहित मानते थे। और जो मल्लीनाथ को जो है स्त्री मानते थे और जबकि दिगंबर मल्लीनाथ को पुरुष मानते थे। जैन धर्म की कुछ पुस्तकें आई हैं और उनके रचनाकार भी हुए हैं, जिसमें कल्पसूत्र भद्रबाहु की लिखी हुई है, शारवत मंजरी है मल्ली सेन के द्वारा लिखी गई है, प्रवचन सारे कुंद के द्वारा लिखी गई, पंचविन शातिका परम नंदिनी के द्वारा लिखी गई। ठीक है, इस तरीके तीर्थंकर उनके प्रतीक भी आए हैं। भाई ऋषभदेव है, उनका बैल है, अजीतनाथ हाथी है, इस तरीके की चीज़ें। टेंटेंस ऑफ जैनिज्म, द सेंट्रल टेंटेड ऑफ जैनिज्म नॉन वायलेंस, नो अदर रिलीजन लेस एज मच एम्फेसिस और on non-violence as does Jainism. It also criticizes human emojis. Jainism denies the existence of God. It is in its early stages deity was not worshipped in Jainism. It emphasizes the salvation cannot be attained by worshipping God or by sacrifices. It postulates that one can escape misery only by performing austerities. Mahavira rejects Vedic authority, hence Jainism is an orthodox religion. According to Jainism, the world has no beginning or end. It goes through a series of progress and decline according to an external law. Jainism advocates dualism. The word is made of soul, jeev, and matter, ajeev, which are eternal. The coming together of Jeev and Ajeev creating karma action, which leads to an endless cycle of birth and rebirth. To free oneself from karma, one has to practice several austerities and self mortification. Therefore, in Jainism, only monks could achieve liberation from the cycle of birth and rebirth. ठीक है त्रिरत्न भाई इनके जो त्रिरत्न है वो सबसे ज़्यादा फेमस है जैन डिसिप्लिन रिक्वायर्स adherence to certain religious rulers. The Jains are required to follow three principles called three ratnas or three gems. First, right faith, सम्यक दर्शन, ठीक है, तीन सूत्र थे, सम्यक दर्शन, फिर है राइट नॉलेज, राइट नॉलेज क्या है, सम्यक जन, सम्यक ज्ञान, राइट कंडक्ट, सम्यक महाव्रत, ठीक। 5 ग्रेट वोस उनके माने गए थे, जैसे तो देखिए जैसे तो आगम कहा जाता था। The monks have to undertake the 5 great vows. पंच महाव्रत, पंच महाव्रत क्या है इनके, देखिए not to kill or injure, ahimsa, not to steal, asteya, not to lie, satya, celibacy, ब्रह्मचर्य, और फिफ्थ है नॉट टू प्रोसेस प्रॉपर्टी, अपरिग्रह, इनको माना गया था, ये उनके पंचयाम थे। नॉन वायलेंस, द 5 वोस आर कॉमन टू बोथ द मॉन्क्स एंड लेस फॉलोवर्स। द मॉन्क्स वर टू एब्जॉर्व द वोस मोर rigorously than the lay followers. As Jainism placed great emphasis on non-violence, strict observers of the faith wear a muslin cloth around their mouth and nose so that they would not inhale smell insects even by mistake. To avoid trampling on ants and other insects, the Jain monks used features to sweep the path before walking. Jains could not practice agriculture or other craft that involved killing or injury to living organisms. जाहिर सी बात है, इन्होंने अहिंसा को अपनाया था, जिसमें कि इन्होंने चींटियों के ऊपर भी प्यार ना पड़ने पाए, इसके कारण इन्होंने एग्रीकल्चर भी नहीं कर सकते और भी कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं कर सकते। जैसे आप समझ लीजिए, जैसे अपने यहाँ फिश है, मुर्गी का बिजनेस, मुर्गी पालन, मत्स्य पालन, ये सब बिजनेस ये नहीं करते हैं जिसमें किसी भी तरीके की जानवर को कोई भी इंजरी हो। हेंस दे टुक टू ट्रेडिंग एंड मनी लैंडिंग द and exist in it. As a result, they were closely associated with urbanization. Jainism is an egalitarian religion. It does not sanction any inequality based on the birth. It is one's deed that determines one of the status in society and not birth. Jainism believes that by one's action one becomes a Brahmin, a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra. Pride based on birth is considered a sin. Women were admitted into the monastic order. However, as a woman one cannot attain salvation by accumulating merit by the good deeds. A woman could be reborn as a man and then strive to attain salvation. Jainism in Tamil Nadu. Jainism spread to Tamil Nadu from about the 3rd century CE. Jainist rocks shelters are found in large numbers around Madurai and other places. The mention of death of Koperoncholan by fasting in Chol Purananu is considered by some to be similar to Jain's practice of Shalekhana. Jain influence is strong in early Tamil literature. Naladiyar पालमोली, जीविका, चिंतामणि, Yapperukulam, Karikari, Nilkeshi are some of the prominent Jain's works in Tamil. As early as c. 470 CE, a Jain tribe Sangh was established in Madurai by Vajran, Vajrandani, a disciple of Bhujpad. Jainism has survived in Tamil Nadu and there are several Jain temples. One of the Jain temple at Thiruvananthapuram near Kanchipuram with beautiful ceiling painting. This part of Kanchipuram was known as the Jain Kanchi. This decline of Jainism in India, absence of royal patronage, split amongst Jains and Digambras and Shvetambras, lack of missionary zeal, factionalism, and the severity of practice and spread of Buddhism as a revealed faith led to the decline of Jainism in India. मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि ये दो भागों में बढ़ गए थे. भद्रभाव की अनुयायी दिगंबर कहलाता, स्थूलबद्ध ने श्वेतांबर कहलाता. बुद्धिज्म, व्हाट इज बुद्धिज्म? बुद्धिज्म क्या होते हैं? Among the heterodox sects, Buddhism was the most popular. It went on the emerge as a powerful religion patronized by various rulers. It was so influential that its ideas were adopted by Ashoka as a state polity. Though it virtually disappeared from India for nearly a millennium, it spread far and wide and is widely followed even today in the Southeast and East Asian country. In the mid 20th century, it was revived in India by Bhimrao Ambedkar. Life of Buddha. Gautam Buddha was born in Siddharth in the Shakya land to its king Shododana and his chief queen Mahamaya. His mother Mahamaya dreamed of a wild elephant with six tusks entering her womb when she was pregnant. देखिए, जो इनकी इस वंश के जो संस्थापक थे वो गौतम बुद्ध, और इनका जन्म 563 BC में लुम्बिनी में हुआ था. इनके जन्म का जो प्रतीक था वो कमल और सांड माना जाता है. इनके पिता का नाम शुद्धोदन था बौद्धगढ़ में, जो कि शाक्यगढ़ के प्रधान थे, और इनकी माता का नाम था महामाया, जो कि कौलीय गणराज की कन्या थे. सिद्धार्थ जो गौतम बुद्ध, उनके बचपन का नाम सिद्धार्थ था. बचपन में ही इनकी माता का देहांत हो जाने का इनका पालन पोषण की मौसी प्रजापति गौतमी ने किया था. ठीक है, और इनको सपने में ही इनकी माँ को आ गया था. Learned man professed that the child would either become a universal emperor or a universal teacher. While Mahamaya was going to her parents' home, Siddharth was born in a park in Lumbini. अभी मैंने आपको बताया कि इनके जन्म लुम्बिनी में हुआ था, near Kapilvastu. Siddharth grew in luxury as a royal prince. He married Yashodhara and had a son named Rahul. मैंने बताया इनकी शादी जो थी वो 16 की उम्र में हो गई थी, और इनकी शादी यशोधरा से कर दी गई थी, और इनका फिर बच्चा भी हुआ था जिसका नाम राहुल था. उत्तरकालीन बौद्ध ग्रंथों में यशोधरा का नाम गोपा, बिंबा और भद्द कक्षना मिलता है. ठीक है, और इनका बहुत जो राजा थे, जब इनके पिता को पता लगा कि भाई ये ब्रह्मचारी हो सकता है, तो उन्होंने इसके लिए हर एक तरीके से इतनी अच्छी व्यवस्था करा दी थी कि कहीं जाए ना. When he was riding on his chariot one day outside the palace, he saw an old man, a sick man, a corpse, and finally a religious mendicant. Overcome by remorse at the mystery of people, he left his palace in the dead of night in search of eternal truth. देखिए, इन्होंने 4 चीज़ें देखी थी. जब ये बाहर निकले तो इन्होंने देखा, एक 4 दृश्य दिखाई दिए जब ये सैर पे निकले. तो एक बूढ़ा व्यक्ति, बीमार व्यक्ति, एक मृतक व्यक्ति एवं प्रसन्नचित्त सन्यासी को देखा, और इन्होंने 29 वर्ष की ही मात्र उम्र में ग्रह का त्याग कर दिया, जिसे बौद्ध धर्म में महाभिनिष्क्रमण कहा गया है. ठीक है, देखिए अब इसके बारे में आएगा भी. He left his palace in the dead of night. कि रात में ही निकल गए. In search of eternal, मतलब क्या, सत्य की खोज में. He rode in his chariot pulled by his favorite horse Kanthak and driven by his चन्ना फॉर अवे फ्रॉम द सिटी, चन्ना के साथ ही बाहर चले गए। चन्ना इनके सारथी हुआ करता था। ही कट हिज फेयर हेयर एंड सेंट इट अलॉन्ग विद हिज डिस्क्लेयर्ड गारमेंट्स एंड ज्वेलरी टू हिज फादर, इनके पिता का दिए हुए जो भी एक्सपेंसिव कपड़े थे, जो भी इनकी ज्वेलरी थी, इन्होंने सब छोड़ दिया था। दिस इज नोन एज महाभिनिष्क्रमण ऑफ द ग्रेट गोइंग फॉर्थ, इसी क्रिया को हमने बताया कि महानिष्क्रमण की क्रिया है। सिद्धार्थ वेंडर्ड अबाउट एंड ज्वाइंड अलार कालमा, as a disciple for a brief period. He also sought guidance from a hermit, Uddak Ramputta. Siddhartha was not satisfied with their path and practiced several threats, which left him nearly dead. One day he ate rice boiled in milk given by a milkmaid named Sujata and began meditation under a peepal tree in बोध गया। इन्होंने बोध गया में तपस्या करी, ठीक है, पीपल के पेड़ के नीचे। After 49 days of meditation, he attained enlightenment at the age of 35. Therefore, the came to be called Buddha or the enlightened. He then delivered his first sermon in a deer park in Sarnath near Varanasi. This event is described as धर्मचक्र परिवर्तन, धर्मचक्र परिवर्तन, ठीक है। इन्होंने वहाँ पे जब पहला जो इनका वो रहा है, तो इन्होंने धर्मचक्र परिवर्तन का बनारस और सारनाथ में दिया है, ठीक है। पहली वो संगीति जो इनकी हुई थी। Wheel of the Great Law. He spoke about the Four Noble Truths and the Middle Path. He established Sangh and then spread his ideas far and wide. Buddha and his followers traveled for 8 months of the year and stayed at a place for 4 months of the rainy season. At the age of 80, he passed away in Kushinagar. This is known as Parinirvan. The prominent disciples of Buddha were Sariputta, Mahamoggana, Mahakachyan, and Ananda. Buddha had a huge following among both the royalty and lay persons. Buddhist Council. After the death of Buddha, the tenets and other aspects of Buddhism were decided upon the Council of Buddhist monks. Over a period of time, 4 Buddhist councils were held. The first Buddhist council was held at Rajgriha. After Buddha's death, it was headed by Upali. ठीक है, उपाली के प्रेजेंस में ये उपाली के प्रेजेंस में राजगृह में ये हुआ था 483 BC में, ठीक है। स्थान जो था वो महाकश्यप के द्वारा था और अध्यक्ष थे अजातशत्रु। इन हिज काउंसिल उपाली recited the Vinay Patika. Ananda recited Sut Patika. The second Buddhist council met the Vaishali a century after Buddha's death. The Buddha's order split into 2 later. One was called the Sthaviravadins. Believers in the teaching of the elders, and the other known as Mahasangyas or members of the great community. The third Buddhist council was held at the Patliputra. It was convened by Ashok. The Sthaviravadins established themselves strongly and respected the heritage. The last section, called Kathavattu, was added to Abhidhamma Pataka. The fourth Buddhist council was held at Kashmir during the reign of Kanishk. Sarasvati Vedans were an important sect of Buddhism. Its doctrines were compiled in Mahavibhas. Buddhist sects. In course of time, Sthaviravadins, Mahasangyas, and Sarvastivadins emerged as major sects of Buddhism. New ideas emerged among the Sarvastians and Mahasangikas, it led to emergence of Mahayana and Hina, the great of laser vehicles. In Buddhism, Mahayana or the great vehicle becomes popular and influenced in India. Nalanda University was an important center of Buddhist learning and was patronized by the Rupals. It spread to China and Japan. Hinian or the lesser vehicles became popular in Sri Lanka, Burma, Thailand, and other Southeast Asian countries by the end of the Gupta period. Vajrayana or the vehicles of the thunderbolt emerged. It was popular in Bengal and Bihar. It was influenced by primitive local cults and spread to Tibet in the 11th century CE. The Vikramshila University in Bihar was an important center of Vajrayana Buddhism. Buddhism in India began to decline with the onset of the Bhakti movement. Slowly, Buddhism came to be influenced by Hindu practice. Soon, Buddhism was incorporated into Hinduism, and Buddha came to be considered as an avatar of Vishnu in some traditions. Buddhist lecture. The Buddhist texts were compiled in Pali. The Pali canons are also called the Tripitaks, three baskets. There are Vinaya Sutta and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Vinaya deals with monastic rulers and more disciplines. Sutta reveals upon discourses and teaching of Buddhism. Abhidhamma expounds Buddhist philosophy. The Sutra which contains the teaching of Buddha, is divided into 5 groups of Nikayas. They contain popular works as the Trigatha and Therigatha, hymns of the elder monks and nuns, and Jatak tales. Buddhism dates in previous birth as Bodhisattva. Other important Buddhist works include Milindapana, a discussion between Greco-Bactrian king Manendra and Buddhist monk Nagsena, and Ceylon's Chronicles, Deepvamsa Island Chronicles, Mahavamsa Great Chronicle, and Gulvamsa Lesser Chronicles. The Starving Tigers are Jatak tale. Born in a family renowned for purity of conduct and great spiritual devotion, the Buddhist became a great scholar and teacher. With no desire for wealth, he went to a forest and led a life on elastic. He was in the forest. He encouraged a starving tigers, which after giving birth to cubs was about to eat her own newborn cubs for survival. With no food in sight, the Bodhisattva offered his body as food to the tigers out of compassion. Four Noble Truths of Buddha. The Four Noble Truths prescribable by Buddha are as follows. First, the noble truth of suffering, birth, age, death, unpleasantness, separation, unfulfilled wish. Second, the noble truth of the origin of suffering, thirst for pleasure, power, long life, etc. are the causes for sorrow. Third, the noble truth of the cessations of suffering, nirvana, completed stopping or release from sorrow. Fourth, the noble truth of the path leading to cessations of suffering, the noble eightfold path or the middle path. Buddhism believed in karma and doctrine of rebirth. Past actions determine one's condition in this birth. To be free from karma on the cycle of rebirth, it is attempt nirvana. It can be attained by following the middle path. Buddha's middle or eightfold path. Right views, Samyak Drishti. Right resolves, Samyak Gyan. Right speech, Samyak Vaks. Right conduct, Samyak Sankalp. Fifth, right livelihood, Samyak Karma. Right efforts, Samyak Ajiv. Seventh, right recollection, Samyak Vyayam. Right meditation, Samyak Samadhi. Hence, Buddha did not mention or talk about to God. He neither accepted nor denied the existence of God. Buddhism advocated equality. It preached non-violence or ahimsa and love towards all. However, it was a moderate religion compared to Jainism insist on ahimsa. It promoted trade and capitalism as it was against West and advocated frugality. Jobs involving any form of killing were forbidden. Trade in weapons, living beings, meat, liquor and poison were not permitted. Buddhism in Tamil Nadu. देखिए याद रखिएगा 4 आर्य सत्य थे इनके दुख समुदाय, दुख निरोध। इनसे छुटकारा पाने के लिए इन्होंने अष्ट मार्ग विद्या की थी, जो मैंने भी बताया कि राइट व्यूज, राइट नॉलेज है ना, जहाँ पर इन्होंने 5 ब्राह्मणों को 4 ऐश्वर्य की ग्रहण दी थी, है ना। ये याद रखिए, गौतम बुद्ध का जो मत है वो मध्यम प्रतिपदा या मध्यम मार्ग था। इन्होंने त्रिरत्न की शिक्षा दी, जो कि बुद्ध धम्म या संघ नाम से प्रचलित है। परंपरागत नियमों को आस्था रखने वाले स्थाविर या धीरावादी कहा जाता है। बुद्धिज्म इन तमिलनाडु में कैसे, तो बुद्धिज्म स्प्रेड टू तमिलिज्म फ्रॉम अबाउट 3rd century BC. Ashokan inscriptions found in the Deccan region vouch for the spread of Buddhism to southern parts of India. Archaeological evidence also revealed the existence of a Buddhist complex of the 4th century CE in Kaveripatnam. Quoting Patinapalai Noboru Karashima refers to merchants in Kaveripatnam who, as vegetarians, were opposed to animal sacrifice. From this one could presume the influence of Buddhism in Tamil country. Mani Meghalai by Satanar, one of the twin epics of the post Sangam age in Buddhist literature. Similarly, the now is in Kundalkeshi in a Buddhist epic. Kanchipuram in the early Christian era was a flourishing Buddhist centers. Dinanga and Dhampala, who headed the famous Nalanda University, were renowned Buddhism scholars from Kanchipuram. Human Taisang, who visited Tamil country, mentions in his travel accounts about several Buddhism stupas built by Ashoka in Kanchipuram. A Buddhist temple was built in Nagapattinam at the request of a Chinese ruler during the reign of Pallav king Narasimhavarman II, CE 695 to 722. Chinese monk Wu Hing visited the monastery in CE 1006 during the reign of Raja I. Sri Vijay King Mara Vijay Utunga Varman built a Buddhist temple in Nagapattinam. It is called the Solmani Varma Vihar. Decline of Buddhism in India. Buddhism faced divisions from the time to time, division into various splinter groups like Hinayan, Mahayan, Vrajayan, Tantrayan, and Sahajayan led Buddhism to lose its originality. Pali and Prakrit were the spoken languages of the people of North India, and it was thought these languages the message of Buddhism was spread. But ever since the times of Fourth Buddhist Council held during the region of Kanik, Sanskrit had come to be adopted. Buddhism thereupon became unintelligible to common people. Buddhism also lost its royal patronage after Harshvardhan. In contrast, the Vedic region got royal patronage first from Pushyamitra Sung and later from Imperial Gupta. The role of the exponents of Bhakti movement like Ramananda also helped to restore the glory of Vedic region. The invention of Hans gave a death blow to Buddhism. Toramana and Mihirakula, the two Han chiefs, had a deep-seated hatred from the Buddhists, and they almost liquidated the Buddhists living in the northwest India. To make matters worse, the Rajputs rulers could not connable to the Buddhist concept of non-violence, and as ardent advocate of Vedic region, started persecuting the Buddhists. And finally, the invading Arabs and Turks forced the Buddhist monks to flee from India and seek asylum in Nepal, Tibet, and Ceylon. In consequence, Buddhism faded away in India. This summary: because 1000 to 700 BC, Aryan played a significant role in extending the area of cultivation, agriculture, surplus growth of crops, trade, and the growing population led to the emergence of towns and exchange centers in the Gangetic Plain. The Mahajantas are classified as Gans, Sanghas, and chieftains based on the nature of this boundary. According to the Ajivkas, gain and loss, joy and sorrow, and life and death were the six inexorable factors of life. Mahavira's three principles and Buddha's eightfold path created a new intellectual awakening in India during the 6th century BC. Influence of Jainism and Buddhism spread to the Tamil Nadu from about the 3rd century BC. ये एक्सरसाइज आई होप आप लोगों ने स्टडी स्टार्ट कर दी होगी। जिन बच्चों ने स्टडी स्टार्ट नहीं की वो हमारी क्लास से जुड़ सकते हैं। स्टडी विद एडीपी क्लास के साथ ऑपरेशन एडमिशन नहीं लिया है तो वो मुझे @कीर्ति 31 पांडे में मैसेज कर सकते हैं और क्लास ज्वाइन करने के लिए बात कर सकते हैं। आई होप, थैंक यू सो मच, विशिंग